Senator Ron Johnson out of Wisconsin, chairman of the Homeland Security and Government Relations Committee. He joins us live in Green Bay. And Senator, thank you for your time. Yet again, we are talking about this horrific story. ISIS earlier today took credit, calling him one of the soldiers of the caliphate in America. What are we to understand right now, Senator, based on how little we know?
Well, good morning, Bill. Well, I think we need to understand is Islamic terror, certainly represented by ISIS and other groups, is a real and growing threat. And we have to take it seriously. It's a reality I wish we weren't facing, but we have to face it. And it is enormously difficult for our public safety officials, the FBI, local enforcement agencies, to deal with people that aren't guilty yet. Islamic terror has already infringed on America's freedoms. Take a look at TSA and what we have to do to get on an airplane nowadays. And so we need to recognize the root cause of this problem. It is Islamic terror. We have to actually accomplish what President Obama stated as our goal as it relates to ISIS more than 22 months ago, degrade and defeat ISIS, because the longer that ISIS exists, the longer it's going to continue to inspire this type of activity or even potentially direct it. So we need to address that root cause. It's not going to be an easy task, but we have to face that reality.
Yeah. Senator, there's a report that this guy worked for a contractor that had a direct connection to the Department of Homeland Security. If that pans out, if that plays out the way it reads, well, what does that suggest about how deep-rooted this evil can be?
Well, it just demonstrates what an enormous problem we have, because he obviously went through some relatively extensive background checks. Nothing showed up. I mean, I was listening to an earlier report. The neighbors, he was a very nice man in terms of that, as relates to that one individual neighbor. So again, how do you deal with people who do not show their radicalization? In terms of surveillance, they really haven't really demonstrated anything that rises to a level of detaining or charging with a crime. It's an enormously difficult problem, but that's why we have to get all the facts on this. We have to not only analyze this attack, but Fort Hood, Texas, San Bernardino, California, and we've got to really take a look at what do we need to do. I think one thing that's been suggested, probably more sting operations, as we kind of probe some of these individuals that have been under surveillance to see if we can't get them to, basically show their hand. But again, this is an enormously difficult problem.
Senator, thank you for your time. We have got so much to go through throughout the day today and the days coming. Ron Johnson, thank you, the Republican from Green Bay, Wisconsin there.